So she's definitely a wolf.
She's got wolf in her.
I have 2 tickets with the pound right now, and they want to take away Sheba from me.
She does whatever she wants to do. The dogs in the neighborhood, they will bark and bark and bark. But I get the feeling that they kind of sense that that dog is, you know...
Different?
It's different, not Marciano.
I would like my husband to be more supportive because I feel like he leaves all the disciplining to me. You know what I mean? Just
But he did that with the kids too, or no?
Oh,
well, see, what happened is that Sheba's a little like him, so, you know, he, like, takes off to the golf course, to the donut shop, or he's, you know what I mean?
Right,
so she's, like, my company all the day.
It's a wolf.
Yeah, he's a wolf.
He's a Mexican wolf.
Yeah, he is. He's the lobo, really. I said, she's like you. That's why you don't like her.
Okay, so what we need is knowledge.
Right.
An agreement. The outcome is not going to be beneficial to the dog because one human thinks one way and the other one thinks this way. As a marriage, I've been married 15 years, and, you know, you have to agree with something because you have a dog that is more primal, more authentic. We got to create a roadmap that says this is what we have to do. Pretty then. There you go. So how much of a wolf is she?
Noticing the back of this animal, her tail is definitely wolfish. The fur, for sure. Some of the characteristics that wouldn't be so different is the paws aren't, you know, as big, but she's also very young. She's only a year old. So this animal is going to be a lot bigger once she fully matures.
Like taller or wider?
Both. Much stronger, much taller.
So she's definitely a wolf.
She's got wolf in her. When you're dealing with a hybrid, it's worst case scenario because you've got the wild instincts of the wolf and then you've got the domestic instincts. Anybody who owns a hybrid should treat them more like a wolf, not like a dog. Their behavior is unpredictable in their body language, so you really should look at the animal first and foremost from the wild instincts. She sees your dog daddy.
Oh, I see that reaction. What does this say to you?
Look at her hackles are up, her tail is up, so she's going more into the predatory zone because this is her territory.
Yeah.
In the wild, when they're on their own territory and they see another wolf, they'll kill that wolf. Territorial disputes is the #1 cause of death in wild wolves.
Oh, she got in.
To get to Daddy, clever Sheba slips into the house through an open patio door.
Don't panic. Yeah, she already did. Rita, stop right there. Stop right. Just move over here.
She opens it.
No, está ahorita. Just relaxed. When Daddy came in, he just summarized the whole entire thing to me the way that I know best. What Daddy told me is that this wolf practiced dominance. And the beautiful part is Daddy didn't hear anything about wolves. He just knew what to do with whatever we call hybrid. But right now she's taking that more dominant position.
She's saying this is my house?
Yeah, which she should. The way Daddy controlled her, it was by ignoring her. Even though she put her paw on Daddy's head a few times, but this is a very wise guy, you know.
The barking is definitely the dog in her.
So how do you think it's going so far?
It's going good.
Really good.
I mean, it's not surprising. Daddy is an older male. She's a female. She's very interested in what he's doing, and you can see her wheels spinning.
And she's lowering the tail as well.
The wolf is so smart that the wheels in their head, you can see the mind spinning. So if you do one thing, they will copy that behavior and they'll learn from that. And that's why I really suggest bringing in an older, you know, male dog that, you know, is well behaved, that she can learn good behaviors from. That's mellow. That's gonna chill her out, you know, but also be dominant over her.
She escaped. How did she escape from? Or where did she escape?
She escapes from that area right over there.
Okay.
But this is, my husband made a makeshift fence.
Mexican
so-
one.
Yeah.
I figure if I can climb something, a wolf can climb something.
Right.
She could have jumped, but instead, she cut the wires and made a hole through there.
Yep. You know, if you think she's hard to handle now, this is puppy stuff. Wait till she reaches 3 to 5 years old.
I get mad at my wife sometimes when she goes and she hugs the dog and she starts kissing the dog and all that, and I'm sitting there and
What you're thinking of as a hug in human terms is not what she considers a hug. So if I took you into a wolf enclosure, you'd get a wolf that's gonna come right up to your teeth, and they wanna sniff right here. That's what they want, right there.
Has she used her teeth on people?
She, you know what? I have bruises. You know, I know she's playing with me, but I don't really like it sometimes.
If you look at her mouth, those canines are much larger than dogs, and they're not even fully coming in yet. These teeth are gonna get much bigger, and when she bites into you, it's
Yeah.
like a knife through butter.
Right.
They need to challenge this wolf a little bit more, just like a dog. You know, a dog escaped as well. A dog does pretty much the same thing this wolf did. It's just what we all heard today is how much more power a wolf have.
No. No, Sheba, no.
She's playing a game with you,
Okay.
and you're playing with her.
Okay.
First of all, we have to look at your behavior, okay? If I flare around my arms and go like this, she's getting into prey mode. And it's the same thing if you were running and if I trip, you see how she pays attention. She comes right to me in predatory mode,
Yeah.
okay? Look at her biting my legs. I mean, she's...
Sheba.
There you go.
Now, you see how I growled at her and I looked directly into her eyes, okay? Wolves, when they look at each other, they can stop something instantaneous by just a look,
Okay.
okay? So start running around right here.
Come on, Sheba.
Okay, stop,
Stop.
grab the collar,
Wait.
okay? Ignore her.
We're catching this at a good stage. She's gonna get stronger. She is gonna get more determined if her needs are not met. So this is no intervention. This is preventing mode.
Come on over here for a second. Body over her. Look directly in her eyes. Keep your face away from her head. There. Good. You see how she's getting calm right now? Okay, let go and ignore her. Just stand still.
Okay.
Don't move again. Okay, just ignore her. Okay? So she's definitely going to need shade.
Jennifer shares her recommended dimensions for a humane backyard wolf enclosure. At least 1,600 square feet of ground space and fencing at least 8 feet high.
Then you're going to pour concrete all around the fencing in the ground because she'll dig right under that fence. They're escape artists. I mean, they're Houdinis. If you think about wolves in the wild, they'll travel, you know, over 43 miles is the estimate in 24 hours. So what is natural to her is to go out on her merry way and go hunting and travel and do all the things a wolf or a wolf hybrid would do. You gotta tap into the wild spirit in her. Proper containment is number one, but you know, I don't want people to go out there and put their wolf hybrid in a containment and never take it out. That's not the solution either. The most important aspect of bonding with this animal is not by hugging her, giving her love. It's by going out there and taking her out into nature.
I think the most important part I got out of today was just learning how to be in control of her and understanding her.
I am the dog whisperer.